We arrived at the first ever deeper reality. My scanners indicate highly energized crystals, so everything will most likely be critical. So while you go look around for any damages, try not to get blown up by the locals, as I won't be coming to assemble whatever is left of you back together.
Critical hits. You either love them or hate them. Most people hate them. Actually, a lot of people hate them. Mainly because random crits exist. But to me, I really like them as they're one of the most fun and rewarding aspects of this game. Sure, we got some good weapons that deal crits, some that could use some tweaking and downright stupid. So firstly, how many of the actual crit weapons are broken or fair?
Little man!
For example, flare gun is an excellent example of a crit weapon done right. It's already pretty challenging to land flares consistently, but to be rewarded with 90 damage crit shot is just satisfying. Not that many people use flare gun these days as it's not as easy to use compared to other flares, but man, it feels so good to land that flare on a burning target, and usually people who die to the crit flare can't be too mad about it either. Another good example of a crit weapon done right is Frontier Justice. It is a shotgun that gains crits by having your sentry kill or assist killing the enemy and then destroying the building. Not only does it have 3 shells, so you're most of the time at disadvantage, you also need to destroy your building to get them crits and get close to the enemy. Otherwise those pellets will only tickle them and can rightfully ruin your day.
Get a haircut, hippie! How could this happen?
But dumb crit weapons also exist, as Neon Annihilator can only crit wet players and not that many maps have water and you will be giving up other better pyro melee weapons, so usually it's just a crappy gimmick weapon. Sun on a Stick is a scout melee weapon that deals crits against burning targets. So you have to rely on another class for this weapon to be viable, and at that point why not use any other melee weapon, or better yet his scattergun, as it's one of the best weapons in the entire game. There are a few more dumb weapons I would like to show, but I think you got the point, so I want to go over weapons that are the main reasons why people may not be too fond of crits. Diamondback is a spy revolver that gets crits by backstabbing and trapping buildings. You can see the problem already. Spy gets rewarded with crits by doing what he normally does. I have gone a bit deeper talking about this weapon in my Frontier Justice vs Diamondback video, so if you want to see the comparisons, I recommend giving it a watch. Logistinator is a really dumb weapon as it gives you crits, but because of its lack of air blast you will get bullied by soldiers and demo men everywhere, so it's mainly just a pop stomping weapon. And finally, we have what I could argue is the main reason why so many dislike crits, is Crit Streak. It's a medigun that gives your pocket crits for 8 seconds, it builds Uber 25% faster, and I think the weapon is fine actually. Yeah, you heard me, I think it's a fine weapon. Medic is already quite fragile without not that many self-defense options, so imagine popping your glorious Uber to only give power to your pocket and not to yourself, only for some sniper to shoot you across the map. Creek is just another pop stomping medigun, as you will do much better with stock Uber, or better yet Vaccinator, as its resistances are stupid. We also can't forget probably one of the main reasons as well why people despise crits, the random kind of crits. Yeah, it's fun to get obliterated by a 300 damage crocket out of nowhere just because the game decided it will be hilarious for them to get that lucky. The F2 main revolves around skillful gameplay and being able to outmatch your opponent, so if your 1v1 ends in a random crit kill, it does feel like you got cheated out of a chance to win that encounter. So why do people hate crits and think they're dumb? This is all just speculation on my end, but I believe it just comes from the negative experiences people have. I might have a good view about crits as I always had someone to play with and occasionally play as crit medic, so I can't really complain if the enemy does the same, as that would be hypocritical. I also really like the "oh shit you got around" moment when you see that glowing weapon, and feel great once you manage to avoid that crit storm. Maybe the people who oppose crits don't really have any friends to play medic for them, or they've been critted too many times against to the point that they would rather step on broken glass than see another crit streak medic heavy combo. I also believe that weapons like Diamondback and Logistinator exist. Some people will just think crit weapons are dumb. And I do agree with the Diamondback one, as it's just straight up overpowered. But overall, I think the weapons that have currently crits aren't too bad, as some reward your usual play with them glorious 3 times damage. Like the gunslinger only crits on third punch, so if the enemy fully lets you punch them 2 times in a row, it's kind of their own fault. I do believe crits are healthy and belong in this game and should be seen as a reward, not as some annoying feature that occasionally ruins your fun. Unless it's a sniper who got them crits, who I haven't even mentioned during this video, then crits are dumb. A sniper is bullshit with his long range 150 damage quick scopes. Sniper mains, I do hope you have fun sitting behind it in the comfort of my sentry nest and not have to worry about getting flanked while you terrorize the enemy team across the map. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.
Greetings, friend. Sorry about our hostility, we thought you were with the enemy. Don't really know what to do with colorless people, so you're free to go.
But after you pay your fine for your ship's parking.
Shit,